I was a kid. I was living in the Lower East Side, and the first film that I really saw about India was Pather Panchali by Sajid Ray. And I realized it was a film that was made by Indians, for the world, not through other cultures. And it brought me to learn about the rest of the world. And so with this award tonight, I thank you all for this and continue. Thank you.
There was a time when India had a filmmaker who represented Indian filmmaking in the whole world before Amitabh, Shah Rukh, Salman and Amir. Not because he had giant sets, not because he had superstar actors, but because he told stories with such quiet humanity that even the greatest directors like Martin Scorsese, Wes Anderson, Akira Kurosawa and Christopher Nolan were inspired by him. His name was Satyajit Ray. And today, in a world where Korean thrillers dominate global charts, girls are obsessed with K-dramas, where Iranian filmmakers win Oscars and Japanese animes has a big fan base in the whole world, one question echoes louder than ever. Why doesn't India have a global filmmaker whose movies are loved in the whole world? Why doesn't India have another Satyajit Ray? And why doesn't the world talk about Indian cinema the same way it talks about Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, Celine Song's Past Lives, or Miyazaki's animes? Why does Bollywood and dancing is the stereotypical cultural image of Indian cinema, while Ray remains a distant whisper even within his own country? This is not just a tribute, it's a cinematic autopsy of how one man from Bengal conquered world cinema 70 years ago and why there is no global filmmaker like him since. Today audiences in Brazil watch Korean dramas. French viewers admire Iranian films. Parasite broke language and geography in one historic sweep. Netflix has made the world borderless. Every kid in India is watching Squid Game. Great cinema is now a global language. Everyone knows what a cinephile is. But long before any of that, an filmmaker made it to the global stage with nothing but black and white film, amateur actors and raw realism. In 1956, Satyajit Ray's debut film Pather Panchali premiered at the Cannes Films Festival and won the Best Human Document Award. That wasn't just a trophy, it was a validation that an Indian story made with honesty could move the world. Akira Kurosawa once said, "To not have seen the films of Satyajit Ray is to have lived in the world without ever having seen the moon and the sun." Ray was an all-rounder. He wrote the scripts, composed the music, storyboarded every scene, created the posters, and even designed the credits. He was a one-man film school. His stories weren't about heroes and villains. They were about people, real people, poor families, struggling women, conflicted men, innocent children. He filmed their lives like a poetry. Take Charulata, a story of woman in a 19th century Bengal trapped in domestic loneliness, finding unexpected intellectual connection with her husband's cousin. Or Mahanagar, where a middle-class housewife starts working to support her family and slowly discovers her own voice. These films didn't shout, they whispered, and that whisper echoed across oceans. Wes Anderson once admitted that the symmetry and softness in his style came from Ray. His film The Darjeeling Limited is a direct homage. He dedicated this movie to him. Now what makes him great? If we talk about his movies, the Appu trilogy, Pather Panchali, Aparajito, Apur Sansar is not just a coming-of-age tale, it's a spiritual journey through poverty, growth, love and loss. In Pather Panchali, you don't just watch a rural Bengal, you feel the wind, the trains, the silence, you feel the beauty of nothingness. Even there is a chapter in your class 10 Hindi NCERT notebook about how this movie was made, if you remember. And then there's Nayak, my favorite Satyajit Ray's film, where a movie star questions the emptiness behind his fame, long before social media and vanity took over cinema. Every film was layered, lyrical, human, without gimmicks, without violence, without loudness. And this made Ray special. So how does a man so globally respected frame from his own nation's memory? The answer lies in the rise of Bollywood. Post-90s, Indian cinema became more about songs, spectacle stars. It became an export product, vibrant, loud, colorful, but not but not necessarily deep. Ray's quiet humanism didn't fit into market. He wasn't massy enough. He didn't make box office friendly stories. He was not interested in escapism. And with time, even art house cinema in India took a backseat. FT2 graduates and indie filmmaker remember Ray, but the public, the new generation, they barely heard his name. There was also a lack of restoration and education. While Kurosawa's films were preserved and studied worldwide, Ray's early prints decayed in archives. Many of his films weren't even available in good quality until recently. And you know who restored some of his films? Not India, not Bollywood, but a foreign filmmaker who people call the cinema himself, Martin Scorsese. He was instrumental in the restoration of several Satyajit Ray's films, including Pathir Panchali. Scorsese, a long-time admirer of Ray, spearheaded the restoration efforts through his World Cinema Project founded in 2007. This project aims to preserve and restore films from around the world, ensuring they are accessible to future generations. India also failed to create a strong ecosystem for global film culture, unlike South Korea, which invested in international film festivals, cultural exports, and filmmaker branding. Satyajit Ray received an honorary Oscar in 1992. It was an Academy Honorary Award for Lifetime Achievement, recognizing his contribution to cinema. He was the first Indian filmmaker to receive this prestigious award. Due to his declining health, he was unable to attend the ceremony in person. The Academy has restored and preserved a significant number of Satyajit Ray's films through Academy Film Archives. They have stored 19 of his films, including classics like Pathir Panchali, Aparajito, Charulata. The restoration efforts have also extended to his later works and even a previously banned documentary, Sikkim. In recent years, if there is one Indian filmmaker whose name has truly traveled across the oceans, it is S.S. Rajamouli. His film RRR wasn't just a domestic blockbuster, it became a worldwide phenomenon. In the US, it played to sold-out shows, celebrities tweeted about it, critics dissected it, and even the Academy Award recognized its song Natu Natu. For the first time in decades, an Indian mainstream filmmaker was being spoken about in the same breath as Hollywood directors. Can Rajamouli sustain this level of global presence beyond one film? Will he become a permanent name in world cinema discourse or just a celebrated exception? Rajamouli has the chance, the talent, and now the recognition to do the same. But whether he rises to that level or not, only time will tell. I'm really excited about what he's gonna do in coming years. Today's Indian filmmakers can learn more from Ray than they might think. He proved that cinema doesn't need big budgets to be big in impact. That truth, not technology, creates timeless stories. That the closer you go to your roots, the wider your reach becomes. Because when a story is honest, it travels. We need to stop measuring success only in box office numbers. We need to make space for stories that are quiet but powerful. We need to preserve and promote our film heritage, not just with nostalgia, but with active restoration, translation, subtitling, and screenings. Satyajit Ray is not completely forgotten. He is still remembered, but he is fading. This is not about being a fan, this is about recognizing the standard India was set for the world and asking why we no longer aim for it. We must rediscover Ray not just to honor the past but to inspire the future. Because somewhere in small town there's another Ray waiting to be born. But if we don't celebrate the first one, the world might never meet the next one. So start watching good stuff, start talking good stuff, and start remembering good stuff. This was Real Reason. If this video resonated with you, don't just like or share. Recommend one Ray film to a friend, start a conversation because cinema grows when we do. And sometimes the best way forward is to look back. Until next time, stay curious, stay cinematic.
I express my gratitude to the American cinema, to the Motion Picture Association, who given me this award and who made me so proud. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for Michael Douglas, Kevin Costner, more stars and music.